Hi, good evening all.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
तो कितना जन 11 बंदा है यहाँ 11 बंदा है।
Okay, we'll start the session. Okay, first we'll remember the topics we have discussed yesterday. What are the topics we have discussed yesterday? Can anybody can have a recall so that we'll continue with our today's session.
Guarding types of guards, principles.
Okay. Any other? Continue. We have discussed about what is meant by machine guarding, and we have seen some of the hazards with the dangerous machines or moving parts, and we have discussed about types of guards, and we have discussed about the designing of machine, and we have discussed about if you are making a guard, what are the principles we have to, or what are the points we have to remember while designing a guard. And apart from that, we have seen one small safety dashboard. What are the details we have to capture? If somebody asks, what are the activities you are doing in a month end? Then we have seen one small dashboard. In that, there will be two types of data will be there: lagging indicator and leading indicators. I think most of the people know what is mean by lagging indicators and what is mean by leading indicators. In our previous class, we have discussed about proactive and reactive approach. Can anybody tell what is mean by proactive approach and what is mean by reactive approach?
Hello, sir.
Yeah, Ratan Singh ji, bataiye.
Proactive approach means before the incident, what be the measures, what be the training and all these things doing. That is proactive. And reactive approach is after the incident, whatever the measures I am taking to have this prevention of the incident. That is reactive.
Perfect. Yeah. Thank you, Ratan Singh. Perfect answer. Which means before the accident happens, whatever the
preventive measures.
initiations. No, it is not. We can call it as a preventive measure also. The approach is called proactive approach, which means before before occurrence of any accident. For example, you are doing inspections. That is a proactive approach. You are doing audits. That is a proactive approach. You are giving trainings. Trainings, it may come under reactive and proactive, because sometimes we'll do trainings after the accident also. Audits, checklist, training, and then inspections. These are
Sir,
all.
audit also in reactive approach, no? Audit.
No, it will also will happen. No, audits will not be a reactive. It is a proactive only. Audits it will be
Proactive only.
Because there will find out the gaps where we are having. Because after the accident also there will be a periodicity of audit will come. It not mean that it is a reactive. It is a proactive only. Why
But we can audit in reactive also, no?
Sorry.
We can audit in reactive also, no?
After the accident, nobody will do audits with my knowledge and with my experience. For example, any accident happens, what we'll do? You take a corrective action, or you'll find a gaps where we are lagging. If the person is not skilled enough, there will plan a training. That's why training we called as a reactive and a proactive approach. It is a vice versa. It may come in reactive or proactive, but audits is not depending on accidents. It is a proactive approach. Based on the audit, you will find the gaps in your process or in your system or in your machineries or in your in your skill set. So it is a proactive approach. It is not a reactive approach. I hope I'm
But
clear.
in my company, one of the audit has been held after the incident. The TUV conducted that audit.
It's depend on, it may be a special process, maybe it met with any serious accident which leads to more property damage or
That's why actually we can audit consider as a reactive also, na?
I think no. It depends on. But
Okay.
Theoretically, audit comes under proactive approach. Okay. Yeah. I think most of the people joined. We'll start our session. Okay, fine. Today we are talking about, I'll just share my screen and we'll start.
Sir, actually that is not audit, sir. Like inspection they will do for inquiry, sir. After any incident happen, means they will come. Entire management they will come. That is
TUV people will not come for inquiry. That is the third party service actually. They will come our
vendors
facility.
Will come, sir. Like vendors they will come.
They will come to our facility based on our request only. They will come. For example,
Yes.
I think somebody is talking. We are unable to hear properly.
The voice is fluctuating.
Narayan Swami garu, meere na matladindi. We are not able to hear you properly. Some disturbance is there.
Sir, the actual audit or not investigation report, I think.
Maybe. Maybe in the investigation, they have found that some process errors are there. In that process deviation to evaluate, they may call TUV people. Yeah.
Even they conducted a field investigation. After the investigation, they done audit where the gaps have occurred.
That's right. That is I'm talking about. They will do the investigation. If they found any gaps in the system, they'll call
after the audits, they recommended some recommendations to implement.
Excuse me, guys. I'm just getting one emergency call. Just be in line.
Yeah, extremely sorry, sir. I'm having this poor signal, so that's why.
Yeah, it's okay, Swami. It's okay. Thank you.
Yes, I was saying that it is kind of not audit, it's assessment only, we can say.
Assessment is different and audit is different, no?
Yeah, that's why I'm saying audit is before this proactive, we can say, because like kind of ISO audits, whether they are going properly or not, we'll do a checklist kind of thing. So assessment is after the incident.
After the incident. They conducted audit after the incident. TU only actually conducting audits only.
That kind of survey, maybe you can say survey, we can say surveillance audit. Yeah, that is what surveillance audit we can say, na?
That is a part of the audit, na?
So it goes both ways, if you can say. Anyway.
Okay, fine. A good debate. Okay, we'll start the session. I hope you are able to see my screen now.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Today's topic is ergonomics of machine guarding, and we'll see some of the human factors while designing a guard, and we'll discuss in the end of the class. Before class, we have given two questions as a homework, and we are going to solve those two questions today, which is relates to the calculation of frequency rate and the calculation of severity rate. Okay. With this picture, what you people are understanding? What is mean by left and what is mean by right? What is these two pictures are indicating us?
Sitting position, sir. Sitting position.
Sir, first picture, if we will sit like that
On
means
the left, we are
internal pain
having
will come.
we can.
Please talk one by one so that we can have n number of inputs so that people will get benefit.
Yeah, that's why I stopped. Yeah, that's why I stopped.
So in first
Yeah.
picture, the person
Ratan
is
Singh.
sitting.
Ratan
First
Singh, tell
picture,
me. Yeah.
first picture, the person sitting by its own posture. This is not
Okay.
good. And the second picture, it is showing by perfect position. It is sitting, so no problem is there in their back and head or nothing like that.
Okay. And
This is
Venkatramana. Okay. Any inputs?
this is on own posture first.
Okay.
It's own ergonomics.
Okay. Fine.
On the left, it is showing that the stress points will come. Why? Because if you're doing like sitting, stress points will come. So those stress points are indicated on the left. So on the right, you can sit more time in that position.
अरे वो तो खाना ही नहीं है अभी.
Okay. Okay, fine, thank you. This is the picture which shows about the ergonomic sitting posture. With this posture,
Sir,
will
can
be,
I add something here?
Please.
Yeah. Actually, there was this is correct sitting posture, isn't it, sir? After that, there is one more thing called relaxed position, like this. Why that's recliner in cars has introduced because of that posture only. So that is one more thing. Just input.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome.
Yeah. Here we see this is the wrong sitting posture and this is the correct sitting posture, which means here if you see the I'll start from the neck. Many of the people have a tendency to see our screen like this, even though mobile phones also. With this, what will happen? Whatever the weight you are having your head, it may chance to get into our neck. It will get pain. If you come to the elbow, if you are not having the elbow support, if you are doing any typist job, if you are an accountant, if you are doing any IT work, or if you are doing any office work related, kind of employee, if you are not having any armrest or elbow rest, there will be automatically, you will get a strain here. And at the same time, our backbone should be 90 degree. It should be straight. We should not bend and we should not lean to the system. It should be 90 degree as well as. Sorry.
Hello. Sir,
somebody is talking.
The table is properly designed. Hello.
Bindu Garu, we are unable to hear you properly. I think some network issue. Can you please disconnect and join again?
Okay.
Yeah. And here the sitting posture will be 90 degree, so that we will be in a safe posture and we will not have any ergonomical issues. Means we are the job is fitting to us, which means whatever the facilities, whatever the infrastructure the employer has given, it has to fit to the work. If it is not fitting, or if we are not utilizing those infrastructure which is given by the employer, we may get into these kind of troubles.
Sir, could you hear me now?
Yeah, please.
Sir, in the first picture, the table is not designed as per the properly comfortable to the person, and in the second picture, the table is designed properly so that the person could be seated proper posture.
That's what I am telling. Whatever the work is there, if it is ergonomic, means whatever the work is doing, the work has to fit with the person, which means we are not going to fit in the work. The work area has to fit with the personal requirement, so that the employee will not get stress while performing his work. Here you see there is no rest for his keeping his foot. Here we have provided some foot rest. Here he has provided some arm rest so that he will not get pain, and he is maintaining his posture 90-degree so that he will not getting into any trouble. He is not going to take any strain while he is performing the work. And we'll see what is mean by exactly the ergonomics. Ergonomics is the study, measurement and organization of work. అంటే ఏంటంటే ergonomics అనేది they will do some study and they will take some measurements and they will organize the work. Whatever the work you are doing, they will do first analysis. Sorry, I'm telling you, it will happen only in the MNC companies, and don't compare with the local companies actually. I'm very sorry. They will do ergonomic studies and all in MNC companies only. And most of the corporate offices, they will give some ergonomic chairs, which means they can go back and they can, they can take it down, they can take it up. Whatever the armrest they're having, they can rotate and they can take it up left and right and all. Those chairs called as ergonomic chairs. And most of the IT companies, they will provide ergonomic seating facility or ergonomic chairs. Okay, we'll back to the slide. To consider human factors, what they study, they will consider the human factors. It studies about anatomy, anthropometry, biomechanics, and physiology of useful science. And we will discuss what these mean by in coming slides. And the ergonomics, the focus of study in the person interacting with the engineering environment, which means whatever the requirements are there, the engineering people, and they will support to the operators how they can design a workplace to avoid the excess stress while doing his job. The designer should consider complexity arising from human nature and his limitations. Now, whatever the complexity while designing, whatever the complexity is coming with the human nature and his limitations. Every human have his limitations, which means, for example, somebody can lift only 20 kg, somebody can lift 30 kg, somebody can lift 100 kg maximum. Means every person have his limitations. Based on the limitations, the designers will design the workplace as per the human requirement. To consider design aspect of work, systems and workspace environment, interface and work situations. While designing, they have to consider the systems and the workspace, how much workspace they are having, environment in the sense, it may be relates to the surrounding environment, how it will be. It is very cold or very humid or very hot or very cold. Interface and work situations. Interface in the sense how frequently they are interacting with the other instruments or other equipment or other machines. And we seen yesterday some of the controls, which is out of topic actually. I thought it will give a good revision to discuss. Yesterday we have talked about feed. This is the point of operation where the sheet is going here and the punch is doing punching, and this is the feed. In the sense, this direction we are doing feeding to the machines. And yesterday we have seen power transmission. In these two areas, the power transmission will happen with the pulley or belts. And this is the point of operation, and this is the operating control. And yesterday we seen foot pedal control. What will happen? The operator will feed the raw material here, and he will operate with a foot pedal switch. This is the operating switch. Once he press the pedal, the die will come and do the operation. In the same way, we have seen two-hand push button control. This is the point of operation. If the operator with these two hands, if he press these buttons, then only the press will come down and it will do the operation. This is the one type of control, two-hand push button control. And this is the adjustable bar. We have discussed yesterday. If you see here, these are the adjustable bars. Based on the size of the job, it will come up and down, and it will allow the raw material to get inside for the operation. And this is the foot pedal switch detail image. Okay, and we'll see some points elaborated way about the ergonomics. The ergonomics is useful tool for the fitting work to the people, not people to the work. We have seen, which means it is useful for fitting work to the people, not people to the work, which means, for example, somebody is doing stitching work. What will they will do? They will keep on pedaling the stitching machine, then only it will work. Nowadays, they have come up with a motor with one small pedal switch. They will do the stitching. That is the one kind of ergonomic innovation. Means they are giving, a renovation in the machining process or stitching process. For example, automobile industry. Before they used to tighten with the manual. Now the pneumatic wrenches have came, so that they will avoid the frequent movement of their operator's wrist movement. So that with this will fit to the people, not people to the work. Which means with the ergonomic study, we can help the operator without getting strain. He can complete his job effectively and more efficiently. We'll see exactly what is meant by ergonoms. Ergon means work. Norms means habit of law. Habit of law means how the people will behave. And we'll see some of the things which is relates to ergonomics. The ergonomics is for the purpose of solving the problems of work habits. It requires a designing of proper workplace, which means, for example, I have a machine. I have a one control here and one control at 10 feet distance, and I have a raw material storage area at 15 feet distance, and I have a tool stand area. I need to remove my tools every half an hour, each operation, or each 10 pieces. I have to change my tool. I have a tool stand at 20 feet distance. What will happen? Always the operator, he has to move the 20 feet so that he will get strain and he will not perform effectively. With the ergonomics, what they will do, whatever the things the operator wants, they will keep in hand reach. If he stretch his hand, he has to get the thing, so that the operator need not to go in and around to perform the activity. All the things is required, we are keeping very close to the operator, so that we'll get a better output without giving any strain or without doing any extra effort by the operator. It is completely about designing a workplace which is very much comfortable to the operators or a workman. It requires designing of proper workspace, working posture. Working posture ante chusam. We have seen the first image, that is the working posture, how he is working. Reach or seat. Reach means how he is interacting to the machine, how he is reaching the machine. Seat means sitting, and controls, whatever the machine controls, knob, brake, display, communication, skills, and work intensity. These are all the things with the ergonomics we can create. Ergonomic principles include comfortable posture, which means whatever the work, he is working in an office, he is working in a shop floor, he is working in a maintenance. For the maintenance people also, we used to give some sort of tools or some sort of work table will arrange, so that without standing, they will sit comfortably in their workbench and they will perform the maintenance activities which they got. Balanced and easy motion, adequate rest, and enough variety. Means balanced and easy motion. Whatever the work they have designed, it should be balanced and adequate rest. For the operators, they should have a enough rest while performing the work. For example, furnace operations, melting operations, steel melting operations. Maximum every 2 hours, they will take a 10 to 15 minutes rest and they will come back. Otherwise, they will expose to the more heat and they will get into illness. As a science, ergonomics studies about anatomy, physiology, and physiology. Anatomy includes anthropometry and biomechanics. Anthropometry, the measurement of man, provides the dimensional data needed for positioning of controls and size of workplace. They will decide, anthropometry means based on the dimensions data needed for posting controls or positioning controls and size of the workspace. They will take the measurements, and based on that, they will provide where they can provide a control, where we have to provide emergency switch, where we have to provide power switch, based on the workspace, where I have to provide tool bench, or where I have to provide tool area, and eye height, shoulder height, or elbow height. These are the some examples which is comfortable to the operator. They will study and they will decide on what distance, at what height they have to keep these controls. And biomechanics is considered with the application of forces by the human body. This requires knowledge of the locations of main muscle groups, their composition, and their mode of action. For example, somebody is working in assembly shop. For example, there is a valve assembly shop. They are not given any pneumatic tools for the tightening. What will happen? They are keep on tightening the bolts and they are keep on twisting. They have a two production lines actually. One second. For example, there are a two production lines. Here the parts will come, and here we have a operator. What he has to do, whatever the box he is coming or valve is humming, he has to take it from here, and he will do some activity, and then there is a one more conveyor. It will goes here, and they will keep here. What will happen? Automatically, he will keep on twisting his back, and here he is tightening the nuts. Here he will lost his comfortness. So that there we have to ergonomic people, they will design what are the major muscle groups it is affecting and what is the composition or mode of action he is doing. So that they will decide that here itself they will make a one more conveyor stating that without manual intervention, the part will come here. This fellow will do the tightening activity. After this, one more conveyor take it to the final part. So that here the job will go to the packing or dispatch section. With this, we can avoid the human stress on the lifting activity or his job area. Physiology. Physiology includes the physiology, work physiology and environmental physiology. We'll see what is mean by work physiology and environmental physiology. The work physiology is a concerned with the human process of energy production, considers human efficiency, oxygen intake and capacity, which means the process of energy production or consider the human efficiency, which means it is talks about the human capacity, how much work he is able to perform, which we have assigned. For example, ఒక 10th క్లాస్ పూర్వాన్ని తీసుకొచ్చి మనం డిగ్రీ సబ్జెక్ట్ చదవం అనుకోండి, వాటితో కాదు. అదే ఒక 10th క్లాస్ పిల్లోని తీసుకొచ్చి ఏదైనా పెద్ద పని ఇచ్చాము అంటే వాటి కెపాసిటీ 10 కేజీలు అయితే మనం 15 కేజీలు బరువు ఇచ్చాము మొయ్యమని. ఫస్ట్ టైం మోస్తాడు, సెకండ్ టైం ఆల్సో హీ విల్ వేర్, అండ్ థర్డ్ టైం ఆల్సో హీ విల్ ఏబుల్ టు లిఫ్ట్. Over a period of time, he will lost his strength and he will not able to perform. Whatever the work we are assigning to the worker, we have to check whether he is capable to do that work physically. And environmental physiology, which provides the measures of stress and standards of reasonable parameters of climate, light, noise, vibration, their effects on human behavior are studied. The environmental physiology and it talks about the workplace, whether the workplace is very cool, whether the workplace is very hot, whether the workplace is very humid, or whether the workplace is very noisy, and that the workplace is there is no proper lighting to perform the job. This is talks about the environmental physiology, which means how the operator work without any external issues, which means he is perfect, he is able to perform that activity, but external support required, means we should provide a good chair, we should provide a good tools, we should provide a nice environment so that he will perform his job without getting any stress. That is mean by environmental physiology. And here we see some of the aims of ergonomics. What is the aim of ergonomics? Which means to facilitate whatever the person wishes to do and to ensure that he does it comfortably and efficiently. Which means ergonomic study enduku chastamu ante dani yokka uddesham enti, the goal of ergonomics, the aim of ergonomics is to do his job comfortably and efficiently. Which means whatever the work you are doing, even though this is very much hard work also, how he can do comfortably and how he can do efficiently, which means he can able to produce 100 parts. he should able to perform. By end of the shift, he has to produce 100 parts, means he is the 100% efficient. For example, he made only 80%, 80 jobs only. 20% of his efficiency got reduced due to high temperature or lack of, illumination. There is no proper light or high noisy area. He is getting frequent getting disturbance with the high noise, or his workplace is not designed so that his efficiency got come down. The efficiency includes effective work without detrimental health effects and minimizing of risk to the operators and others, which means efficiency means without detrimental health effects. And without getting any illness or any health effects, how much work he can able to perform. And the second one, this is the second aim. The working conditions, plant infrastructure should be designed that they are best fitting to the worker. This is the second aim of ergonomic study who is performing, which means the working conditions, plant, and the infrastructure should be so designed that they are best fitting to the workers, which means well designed. I can call it as a well designed. So design means well designed. Well designed, they are the best fitting to the workers. So that is the aim of the worker. The purpose is not to fit the worker to any awkward or unsafe or unhealthy or uncomfortable work. The ergonomic aim is, it is not the purpose to fit a worker to awkward position. Awkward position ante manam first lo chusam okaina itla mundu kongonu కూర్చున్నాడు. He is not sitting properly. That's why he is getting neck pain or knee pain or elbow pain. And unsafe. It is not the purpose of ergonomics to create a unsafe or unhealthy or uncomfortable work. This is not the purpose of ergonomics. The purpose is the person should work comfortably, efficiently. But the purpose is design or provide work and working conditions comfortable to the workers. This is the purpose of ergonomics. This is the aim of ergonomics. They have to design work and working conditions comfortable to the workers. There is one more aim, to minimize the possibility of human error or mistakes. This is the one more aim of the ergonomics, to minimize the possibility of human error. For example, one fellow has to bring his raw material from the so far distance, I mean 50 feet or 100 feet distance, or and multiple parts he has to bring. What will happen? Sometimes he will not able to bring, if it is a small washer or nut. Without doing that, he will fix the part and he will send. What will happen? In the production, once it is released to the customer, they will get a problem. Because of ergonomics also, because of discomfort also, sometimes we will lose the quality of the product. And to ensure individual activities with the minimal use of energy and the material and without waste resulting from the mistakes, which means individual activities with the minimal use of energy. I have told earlierly, the operator should not run here and go here and there for getting the things. Whatever the things he want to perform the job, which has to be very, very close, very much close to the operator, so that he will use the less energy, so that he will be until the shift, he will be the fully charged and he will perform his work efficiently. Otherwise, he will run here and there, he will get tired, he will stop the machine, or he will slow down, he will not finish the given target by the shift supervisor. So that the ergonomic aim is, whatever the activities he is performing, it has to reduce his energy, means he should not spend more energy than required. And these are the one more aim, to develop knowledge and techniques by the combined use of many expertise and the systems approach. They will use the expertise, they will take the experts service and they will implement some sort of systems, so that they will improve or they will develop knowledge and techniques in the workplace. And there was one more aim, last but not least, to solve human problems of work performance by considering human factors in design of machines, work, and safe job methods, which are explained in following part. We'll see in the next slide. We have talked about the human factors, which is relates to the work related or design of machine or design of work. We'll see some of the human factors in coming slide. Human factor design of machines. And what are the human factors we have to consider? Human factor means what? Can you tell anybody human factor means what? What is meant by human factors?
As per design, they consider to human safety.
Okay, and we can call it as a height as a average human factor. Average height. There is a one human factor, and the fatigue of the employee. For example, he is running more and more, he will get fatigue. We'll see detailed human factors. The technology has changed the technology has changed the people ways of working, but the people are not changed much. We have a more technology, we have changed. Sometimes we used to call, अरे यार ये तो दुनिया तो बहुत आगे चल रहा है, ये तो इधर ही है, which means technology is improving, but we are not improving our mindset. And many times the people do not adapt physical and mentally. For example, if you bring any new system, the HR puts some rule, the people will not accept immediately. It will take some time to accept. Or the safety guys will brought some rule which they have to, for example, before that there is no helmet practice inside the facility. A new safety officer joined in the facility. He is asking us to wear the safety helmet. Initially, they will have some friction between the people and the safety officer. Automatically, after some part of time, the people get changed. They will not accept immediately. The tendency of modern work methods, this generates a negative reaction, which also indicates human factors to be considered by the ergonomist while designing the workplace, which means being this tendency of modern work, the ergonomist means who is designing the workplace, who is conducting that ergonomic study in your workplace. He has to consider the human factors while designing a workplace. We'll see some of the human factors. These are the human factors. Increased stress, that is the one human factor. Uninterested work, some of the people they will change. For example, one supervisor is there, he is having a lot of people under him, 10 people are there. In 10 people, he will ask 2 people to work in some other department, they are not interested. That is also a human factor. There will be a chance of injury, or there will be a chance of accident. Errors and accidents, this is also a one human factor. Work related diseases, due to the work related he got into disease. We have seen in Factories Act Schedule 3, there are some notifiable diseases are there, 29 notifiable occupational diseases, which means work related diseases. With this we'll stop the session. We have 1 more minute. If you have any doubts, we'll discuss, and following session we'll talk about the further topic.